Sit down, look straight at the camera. We will be starting the interview in 3, 2, 1. State your name and age.
I'm Flores Sorde, 36.
The sound is still buffering. Continue to look at the camera while we fix it.
Being here reminds me of when I first came to the concentration camps. Such a cold and horrid room. So dull and not 1 ounce of colour. When I entered it, I instantly felt a sense of nothingness, and it was sad. Nothing had any personality in that place other than me. Soon I learned that I'd be stripped of that personality too. That is what the camps did to you. That is what they were designed to do. Make you no longer have dignity, no longer breathe, no beating heart. But what was worse was you no longer human to anyone. You became an empty corpse, no soul, just a body with no thoughts of your own. Just like this glass of water. It does not think, it does not hold any information. But it does hold something. It holds the substance which you put into it. Just like me. I was the cup, and my knowledge was the water. What they wanted to do was tip out the water and put my knowledge into another cup, then replace my water with their own liquid. Something poisonous and foul. I knew that I could not let anything happen to my water. It was too important. How could have I been so stupid to think that I was just meant to be inspecting the infrastructure of the camp? I even asked them, "Will you promise me that?" I was blinded by their words. They had me believing I was doing a great service to my country by supporting the Reich. Little to my knowledge, I would soon be one of the prisoners whom they would be guarding. I should have known. From the way they reacted, you don't ask for promises from those you cannot trust. You want to know what's really funny? Everyone that has talked to me, interviewed me, ever met me since that day has wanted to know the pain, the deformities I have developed from having my bones broken and left to heal with no medical treatment. Oh, and all the torture methods they used on me. All I am ever asked over and over and over is what was the worst part about being a prisoner of war? Expecting me to talk about the physical pain which was inflicted on me. Yes, I was beaten and I was gutted like a pig, but that is what I was to them. A pig that they can examine and experiment on. The so-called doctors in the camps would refer to us as bunnies. Their own personal lab rabbits. That overseer, Rosa, started to question the methods of the camps, asked me my name. But straight away the doctor made clear, names made us human, and we were not human. We were just animals in a factory. That is what we all were. People went in and never came out. The only thing that ever came out of that horrible place was the black smoke. Oh, and the smell of it all. Something like coals burning away at flesh until there was nothing left but the ashes of people that once were. But they were the lucky ones. Me, on the other hand, I had to deal with the physical pain which you are all interested in. But have you ever taken the time to consider the psychological games they played on my mind? And still do. To have your brain pick that for information. Information you know has to remain only in your head. I was burdened. I knew the only thing keeping me from death was my knowledge. As soon as I gave it up, well, I would no longer have any worth to them. So now I'm here, having my brain and memories examined so they can be exploited for other people's benefit. Will my life ever be more than answering questions? No one can ever just talk to me. They have to investigate every small detail about my life. I would very much prefer not remember and relive everything that I have gone through. The only people or persons that have been able to talk to me with no purpose was Rosa Sabel. Not that she didn't try to get information out of me sometimes, as that was her job. I remember her saying and asking, and I would respond, but that is none of your business, as some type of joke. She seemed very shocked, as I was just a patient to her at the time. I guess I became more than that to her. I became too comfortable around her, which was my mistake. You see, these journalist scum hiding their faces behind the glass wall over there are frankly no different to the soulless Nazis in Auschwitz. Brainwashed, programmed, purely to believe that what they're doing is right. No questions asked. Good soldiers follow orders, always. So, what was the worst part about being a prisoner of war? It was witnessing the guards completely lose all human qualities. Yes, the prisoners were treated like animals, and we were just numbers. But deep down inside, we all still had qualities that made us human beings. To be kind, caring, rational, empathetic. To have passions, feelings, morals, a conscience. Seeing firsthand an army of people that had none of these qualities, if you could even call them people, it really makes a person question the human race, our existence, yourself. That was the worst part about it all. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing in between.
Okay, we have fixed the sound problem. We will be starting in 3, 2, 1. State your name and age.
Flores Sorde. "36.